Good afternoon, guys. Today is November 28th. Hopefully you all had a great Thanksgiving. We had a good Thanksgiving. We went and got our Christmas tree, ate some turkey and everything. And I'll show you the big Christmas tree. We did end up getting that big Christmas tree. It's just that they were closing soon and we didn't want to keep them too long on Thanksgiving. So we hurried up and got the tree. But today in this video, we are going to propagate some rose cuttings that we took from a job we did the other day and propagate our Christmas tree. But first, we're going to get some of the butterfly garden touched up, cleaned up. I need to re-edge everything, part of getting ready to make our aisles out here. So I'm going to mess with this while we have a warm day out here to get all of this cleaned up and straightened up. Then we'll go in and propagate the roses and the Christmas tree. Now, I'm not too confident with the roses or the Christmas tree. Maybe the Christmas tree because we just cut it down, but I waited a little while. It's like 4 days after or 3 days after when we got it. And I put some in water, and then some of them I have just branches I'm going to pull off of, and we have another big tree I'm going to pull branches off of our big tree and propagate some of them. Now, like I said, I'm not hopeful with the roses because we cut them down last week and I took cuttings off last night. They've been out in the freeze, but like we say, if we get 2-3 rose bushes out of something that we just cut off a plant, that's doing good. So let's get this cleaned up and then we'll go in and start propagating, guys. So since everything's dead and we're gonna have to remulch this and redo everything in here, I'm just gonna weed eat everything down except for these. I'm not gonna weed eat this down. I'm not gonna weed eat the blanket flowers. I'm gonna weed eat all this down. I'm probably gonna pull this up and move it somewhere else. It is not doing good there at all. I think it gets too wet there sometimes. And then we're gonna go ahead and edge all these beds here, all this butterfly bed, and then weed eat all the stuff down in it. And we're not supposed to cut apple trees until I think I seen going into the spring more, but we are going to prune them so I can cut them back so we can get through here easier. And these apple trees we will move when we move eventually. Oh man, I want to take some cuttings off of this. I might as well do this if I'm doing roses. I know what this is. This is a Joseph's coat. Well, first I'm going to look up and see if there's a patent on them. If there's a patent on the plant, I'm not going to propagate it. But if there isn't one, I'm definitely going to propagate it. So let's go ahead and get this going, guys. So you guys seen I got that done. So I'm almost done this half of the garden. All I gotta do is get ready to mark out the beds. But sorry for spinning you around. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up weed eating all this stuff down to here. And then we're gonna go get to the fun stuff, propagating these roses. Well, it's not fun, it's kind of boring. It's just me sticking plants into a thing and hoping they grow. But let me finish the rest of this. And all these raspberries, I am gonna end up moving them all the way up to the front. And we're gonna put them under a greenhouse, but not a heated greenhouse. Just something to keep them from freezing. You guys were wondering, this is the other tree we got. We did get it. I'm having an issue. This thing is so fat on the bottom that I'm gonna have to cut a notch out, try to make it somewhat squared off to get it to fit in. Okay, guys, I had to pre-soak my mix here, and all this is perlite cocoa core mix. I forget what brand. Now I ran out of jars because I used them. I ran out of buckets because I used them all in these things to be able to water everything. And this is coming back really pretty right now. And so look at the rose bush putting on new buds, not new buds, new leaflets. The hydrangeas putting on all new leaves going up. I want to get a light to drop down over top of that, even though this one doesn't require a ton of light. And so far the fuchsia baskets are doing really good again. And as I suspected, for some odd reason, when they're further away from the light on the corners, they start to bush out more. These ones were really bushy on the outsides, and then I moved them towards this way. So these fuchsia were the ones that were on the outside. I moved them in the middle under more light, and then these ones were the ones that were in the middle, and I moved them away from giving them less light, and they're bushing out more for some reason. I think fuchsia is not a high light plant, so, but okay, so let's get the cut in these, and then all I'm gonna do, the same as I've done all mine, all the cuttings, I'm just gonna dip some rooting gel on the bottoms of these guys. You'll see in the video. I might just recut it. Like I said, I don't think I'm gonna have a lot of success with these. They've been cut for a few days now. A lot of sap coming out of this one. So I don't know if it will grow roots. But you know what? Real quick, let me check the junipers. We'll see if they did, just to get a quick update on it. So I changed the water out on these. They don't look like they're rooting, so we'll see. They might even be rotting. But I don't know. I don't see anything yet, not like the fuchsia that was in the jars that have all the roots. Let's check one of these to see if we're having any luck. No, I don't think so, but I'm not going to give up until they rot and die. Right, guys? Now let me see, is this it's still moist? Let me see another one. Yeah, I just don't know yet, guys. We'll give it more time and see. I don't know. Doesn't look like anything. Now, I'll show you real quick. I'm just going to pull one out. I don't have anything to rinse the roots off of this one. Not dead, didn't dry out. It's actually getting new little buds, but no roots, so not yet, guys. Okay, so we checked all these. The funny thing is, I'm seeing new growth in all the little node areas, but that doesn't mean anything from what I understand. I'm going to spray these down a little more to soil. We'll check back in another 3 weeks. So it took me a couple weeks, but I finally got the Christmas tree cloned after a week of cutting it down. The roses that were sitting outside in the freeze that we had cut earlier, I finally got them cloned. You guys seen, I'm not hopeful on this. So if I get like a 10% propagation, if I get 10% of these to root, I'll be happy. If I get none, I won't be too disappointed because we waited too long to even propagate them. Now in the next video, you guys, we're gonna transplant all of our fuchsia. They are looking really good. If that's the only thing I can get to root, I guess we'll have a lot of fuchsia. We're gonna cut, and once we transplant them, we're gonna cut these tops off of these long ones, and we're gonna start another set of plants. Maybe get one more dome going, but I think I have 150 something fuchsias. So we'll come back in about a month or two to look at these ones. The roses and the evergreens are the Christmas tree. I don't know if it's going to work. It's going to take a while for them to root. But guys, once again, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, be happy or at least try. Have a good night, guys.